know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh,
Your
the phone
ringing.
is ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone? Your phone.
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business.
That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least I
with a
won't be
horse
fucked.
cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Can I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America the greatest country in the world?
No.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave.
I wouldn't leave either.
Wow. Oh, I just took it. I did that. I took it with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
I'm out. All right. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. Just doesn't want
Somebody
me to
else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right. Y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and cope and see.
Sounds good.
Hey, look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me. You know?
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I would have done it. You could have said thank you, and said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were gonna do it. welcome everybody to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do any of that, you need to bring it in close right now. Bring it in and let's hug it out for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the middle of the week. We are right at the top of the mountain before everybody just rolls off and dies all the way to Friday. Let's go. Bring it in. Hurry up. We're going to hug it out and listen very closely. If you are watching on YouTube, like the stream now. Like it. Like it right now. If you are watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else right now, you too will leave your friends playing Sonic Racing Crossworlds to go watch Stranger Things because you're gay. Like the stream. I don't mean that in the sexual way. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today, guys? We got a lot that we got to go over today, man. There's going to be a lot of Ubisoft news today. A lot of Ubisoft news. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it is pretty crazy what is happening with Ubisoft. It is actually insane. So, but what else are we checking? What else are we checking today? Bushmaster Pit Viper check? What the fuck? Voice in the water? That's crazy. What is that, man? Finally here after days check. Very nice. Very nice. Shots fired check. Adair Soto says hi check. Hot Cocoa check. Arcadia Bay mystery check. Did you guys hear about the Marvel Rivals drop? I did not. 2K GameCuber says Prince of Persia cancel check. There's a possum outside check. Popcorn check. Final Fantasy Spirits Within is the best sci-fi. Oh my God. No, bro. Stop it. I still cannot believe that happened in that game. I think I'm going to add that clip into the intro. I'm not even kidding. It was that bad. It was that egregious. I really feel like we need to add that to the intro. But maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. 17 Crash says Life is Strange check. Thank you. Wedge Sarah says bounce check. Fair enough. Hot chicken empanada check. Very nice. We got Hump Day check. Very nice. Trey and Company are monsters check. They definitely are. We got G check. We got Testicular Fortitude check. We got UB Flaccid keeps losing check. Well, there you go. Ubisoft is cooked check. Sloppy UB check. Gamers can't catch a break check. AI slop check. Catching Hypnotic live tonight. Thank you so much, Don D, with the check. And a simple cookie gooning time because we like to keep it simple. All right, boys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Let's like the stream. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now, aside from former Kotaku Eurydice Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point but no longer do, and people that donated insanely yesterday to force me to play Life is Strange, which made life very strange. Just want to throw that out there. Made life very strange. Did the moderators get new badging? Well, that's pretty cool. It looks like the moderators get, instead of a wrench, now they get a shield. Oh, shit. They get a shield. They're Captain America in this bitch. Look at the mods. Look at those. They get a shield. Shield of Justice. All right, boys. Let's see who's here, man. We got Yamato 85. We got Fractal Mage. We got Raptor Kratos. We got the True Aztec Warrior. Dragon. King fucking Demon Wing. QC 2709. We got Hanny, CEW Nick. We got Metal Wolves. We got Mr. Melancholy, Jason Alator. We got Clap Douglas, Sir Spamalot. We got Azrite 2000. What's up, man? We got, let me scroll down. Grimlock. What's going on, Grimlock? We got Infernal Hell Knight, Pizza Cat, Leet. We got Reaper Knight, Creeper 07, Blue Octopus screaming at the top of her lungs as she's tired. We got Ali Kusanagi. What's going on, dude? We got Limitless Andre. We got Mad Max 2069, Ron DFK, Benjamin Altman, Dark Tanae, Phil Espa. We got C Brew 1138, Gray Soul over on Rumble. We got Sonia. What's up, Sonia? We got Deku Leader. We got, let me scroll down, Radio Chimp, Old Man Cad. We got Nick Havoc. We got Genetic Spore over on Rumble. We got Taffy, Tenebrae. We got Weenie for Sweetie, Romanizer 24, Blaze Starbon. We got Felstef, Magni 32, Zorox over on Rumble. We got 17 Crash Gaming again. We got, let me scroll down, Enzuru, Wedge Seraph, Janarthus, Dragatello. All right, 4 more people, boys. 4 more people. Then we got to get on with the show. 4 more people. Like the fucking stream, man. We got a kicking Danitz, because that's how I'm gonna say it from here on out. Dicello 80 over on Rumble. What's going on, dude? We got Oliver Adam, Angmar WK. What's going on, dude? We got Too Cool Curry, The Voice in the Water, Kane Bladed, Shinphil. We got Darkwind 25, Tanya Raven screaming that she's here. We got, who else is here? Beautiful Zexel. We got the Element. I haven't seen this name in forever. Did it get shorter? The Elemental Hero, the Shadow something, Dragon, Wolf King, something. I don't know. That's a long ass name. We got Draconic on Rumble, Monkey Man 04, Matthew with the Hero Priest, Dade 404, and last but not least, we got, let me scroll down. This is Sparta 9000, Mighty Megatron over on Rumble, Light Ferret over on Rumble, and we got Chaotic Holy, Speedy Cake, and did I say this one already? I did. CEW? I did. And we got the King Joker 85 and Katie Astronaut. All right, boys, listen. I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member. And let's see who is going to get the final call-out money shot today. Who is it going to be? Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's see. Let me scroll down. We got the Voice in the Water saying no Kathleen Kennedy. No Lauren Hisrich. Normally, I put something strange, twisted, or weird here. So let's mix it up. Just go down by 4 and give them a tower to clean up with. A towel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 17 Crash Gaming says booty hole denied by the power of the emojis. To go down by 3. Today's money shot winner will be forced to listen to Tiny Tim's Tiptoe Through the Tulips during a 2-hour screening of 2 Girls and a Cup. That is nasty, by the way. Like, why would you bring that up? Ew. 1, 2, 3. Fighter 4 says no Diddy, no WEF. Booty hole protected by Hypnotics Hemorrhoid Cream. Go down by 6. Then if stopped by Colonel Ruff, go down by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Time-bound Howler with the power of Life is Strange Hypno Edition. I'll reverse a shot back up to the Amelia Waifu champ, hand delivering it. 15 times Life is Strange like that. That is way too many numbers. We're going to go down by 1. We got Handy as a celebration for our Puerto Rican booty bandit coming out today. The next Goofy down by 5 will be locked inside Kalo's toilet and sit through DSP snorting on Hypno's gay ass one-handed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Holy shit.
So you're telling me so what you're telling me is I have to start banning food items. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Are you telling me that I now have to start banning food items? Like, are you seriously gonna money shot on chicken? Like fried chicken? Like, are we doing this right now? God damn it, Chaos Dragon, man. Holy shit, bro. You are the recipients of the money shot today.
What the?
Disappointed, man. Like the stream. All right, boys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. All right, we're having a lot of fun today so far. but we have to talk about Ubisoft. Guys, it is crazy what is happening with Ubisoft. What first started as an announcement of the Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake officially getting canceled, has transformed into a massive announcement from Ubisoft regarding more corporate restructuring, company restructuring, studio closures, mass layoffs, video game cancellations, video game delays. It is insane. I don't even know if I have everything, to be honest with you. I think I have a lot of it, but I feel like I'm probably missing some stuff. But it's crazy what's going down over at Ubisoft. So we're going to talk about that and see what's going on over there. We're also going to be talking about Marathon. Marathon is doing their damnedest to try to make a comeback in a world where arc raiders exist. And obviously, you guys know exactly how difficult that can be. Even the creative director is saying that Bungie wanted to push the boundaries of what an extraction shooter could do with its story. We've heard that before. Remember when Concord said that the story was going to be so amazing that they're going to do weekly vignettes and all that stuff? Yeah, well, that didn't work out very well. We're also going to talk about the Nintendo president essentially insinuating that there is going to be another Switch 2 price hike, which I would not be surprised to see. So we're going to talk about that because I think it's insane. Apparently, Anthem is coming back to life already. There's a private server that is running Anthem right now and has brought the game back to life. That is insane. So we got to talk about that. We got Crimson Desert securing a launch date, so we'll talk about that. We also got some Unreal Engine news. We got some more World of Warcraft news. We got, God, there's so much Ubisoft news. It's crazy. It really is. We also got a couple of games that I want to look at. Nothing that's going to be indie. Just a couple of games that I wanted to look at that I saw some trailers for over the last couple of days. So we're going to take a look at that and see what's going on. But before we do any of that, boys, we got to do the pre-stream legends. We had a couple of you guys. So let's go over the pre-stream legends before we get into the content. We are trying to hit 543 tier 1s in a row and 235 tier 2s in a row. So do your best to forget the rest. Like this absolute fucking legend known as King Demon Wing. King Demon Wing with a massive 20 membership mega ultra banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. Shout out to King Demon Wing. Absolutely insane. 20 membership hyperbanger. I appreciate that very much. And since that technically does count as a red boy, just with memberships, he gets a clip. And he said for me to pick. So I think we all need to choose one that is going to be, it's going to hype us up for the day. So that's what we're going to do.
All right, boys, we have another red boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you so much, my man, for the 20 membership hyperbanger. That helps a lot. That is getting us a little bit closer to tier 1. I appreciate that, my man. We got Mr. Melancholy with a 2 for the Gopher, for Moxie's Grapefruit. For Moxie's grapefruits. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ali Kusanagi coming out of nowhere with a 5 membership bank.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Thank you so much, Ali Kusanagi. I appreciate that, my man. That is absolutely legendary. And then we got Space Monkey with a 189. Prince of Persia, Bad Scene to Spicy for Remake. Yeah, we're going to talk about it because, again, like, I'm starting to believe that the images that we saw that were leaked from Prince of Persia, the remake, that they tried to tell everybody was super old and they're totally changing it and it totally looks different now. I don't think it was different at all. And I think that's part of the reason why they said it was going to cost too much money to change everything. But hey, we'll figure it out. Trey Burkhalter, this fucking guy, look at him. Was Trey even in the stream for Life is Strange? Was he even in the stream? Obviously not. Because he says, sorry, I missed Griffcast after telling me fuck the rules. And he said, work sucked. Wanted to see you crash out over Life is Strange. Replay for the win. Or replay. I think he meant to say for the win. I think you will enjoy the replay, Trey. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy the replay. And we're going to be playing that game to completion. I even started having the chat play the game with me. That was pretty fun. That was probably the most fun part about it all. So when you watch the replay, go check that out, man. Final Twin with a 10 says, got my Expedition 33 Monolith Edition. It looks amazing in the music because it also is a music box. It's hauntingly beautiful. The art book is cool too. That's pretty sick, man. You got the so that's not the collector's edition technically. That's like the collector's edition, but without the game, right? Am I right on that? That's what the Monolith Edition is supposed to be, apparently. Because there were so many people, they wanted the collectors, they wanted it for the items, but they just sold out so fast, so they ended up making the Monolith Edition, but without the game. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. It's something that I definitely want to potentially get if there ever is anything available. But that's awesome, man. Congrats on your Monolith Edition. That looks really cool. A Kickin' Danitz. A Kickin' Danitz gives 1 membership. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that. Now let's go over to Rumble and see what's going on with Rumble, man. We got Dietrich Connick gifting not 1, but 2 memberships over on Rumble. Thank you, Dietrich Connick. I appreciate that. And that is it. We are fully caught up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the insane support today. Like I said, we're trying to get to 543 tier 1s in a row and 235 tier 2s in a row. So do your best. Forget the rest. You already know how it goes. All right, we're going to get into the content. We're going to start off with, let's see. So I got some trailers. I got a trailer for Knight's Path that I want to look at. I also got a trailer for Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War that I never saw, that I was being yelled at to look at. So I'm going to finally look at it today. So we'll keep those trailers for a minute. Let's cover a fast topic or two. Let's see. Let's go through, because a lot of it has to do with Ubisoft, like a disgusting amount has to do with Ubisoft. Let's go through. Actually, we could cover this since we just talked about World of Warcraft the other day. I feel like it's important to do a little bit of a follow-up story. So World of Warcraft's pre-midnight patch is apparently slamming players with a massive fashion cost for whatever reason that may be. Hold on, let me take this off. There we go. So apparently the transmog system has been completely overhauled. It seems like they can't get their shit together with this game. But the transmog system has been completely overhauled, which is making outfitting all of your alts to become absurdly expensive. It feels like they hired a mobile game monetization consultant, which, to be fair, they probably did, right? They most likely probably did. Fashion demands a high price, but maybe it shouldn't be this high. Let's see what's going on. While we were skeptical about the proposed transmog updates back in November, the new system does have some appeal. Previously, transmogrification applied item appearances of your choice to equipment directly. You could save and apply entire ensembles at once, but whenever you replace one of your equipment pieces, or if you just wanted to change outfits, you needed to reapply your desired transmog and pay the associated fee for each piece of gear that got transmogged. The new system is meant to replace those frequent transmog costs. Rather than paying to apply appearances to your gear itself, you instead purchase outfit slots that you could save ensembles to. Saving a transmog setup to an outfit slot costs a fee. You won't need to update that outfit whenever you change gear, and you could swap between saved outfits, etc., etc. However, on paper, this should have players saving gold in the long run. But while the initial cost of the outfit slots are relatively cheap, a mere 100 gold, the price escalates with each additional slot up to an eventual 10,000 gold price tag. God damn, bro. Like I thought the transmog, like the whole transmog system, is meant to be a system that keeps you playing and doing something outside of the regular gameplay loop, right? So that kind of goes the same with Final Fantasy 14. And I feel like in Final Fantasy 14, they really have one of the easiest transmog systems, technically. But it becomes like a mini game in and of itself. So why would you? I know that they need a gold sync because they need to essentially give people a reason to spend money on something. But this is a lot of gold. But the real price shock is the cost in saving an outfit. If you assign an item appearance to every available gear slot, as many players likely will, it is going to cost over 2,000 gold to save that ensemble. And unlike in the previous system, that cost doesn't scale downwards for low-level characters. John D says, real quick, what's a transmog system? So a transmog system is a system that allows them to change the look of a piece of gear to another piece of gear's look, right? So if you have two shoulder pads, right, and you like the shoulder pads on the worst piece of gear, let's say the gear from a stat standpoint is worse than what you have, but you like the look of it more than the one that you have right now, then that's going to be the one that you're going to want to transmog. So you can transmog the current shoulders that you think are ugly into the shoulders that you think look nice. That's how transmog systems work, right? So same thing in Final Fantasy. You can transmog any piece of gear to your main gear and keep your best in slot. So that way you don't reduce your stats and whatever, you know? Tenebrae says 10K wasn't even much in 2021 when I quit. I mean, I got to imagine what the average, like what is the average amount of gold that a player has these days? I know gold is pretty easy to come by these days, but still. The live Shinfil says the live price now is still cheaper than it was back in beta. In beta, it was up to 100,000. Oh my god! Dude. Wow. So it says again, if you assign an item appearance to every available gear slot, as many players will, it's going to cost over $2,000 in gold to save that ensemble. And unlike the previous system, that cost doesn't scale downwards for low-level characters. So now, if you want to equip an alt in a fully transmog setup, it's going to cost you the same as your main character. So it's going to cost you 2,000 gold if you want to do every single slot. That's crazy, bro. Holy shit. For an individual character, especially if it's one that's been accumulating gold for over 20 years since WoW's original launch, that's not a massive chunk of change, but for many players who shuffle between piles of vaults, repeating that cost across multiple characters, specializations, and associated outfits can mean paying tens of thousands of gold just to replicate outfits they were wearing yesterday. Bro, that's fucking insane. That's really insane. Let me ask you guys a question for those of you that still play World of Warcraft. Did they ever increase the gold cap, or is the gold cap the same number that it was before? Because I know gold is so much easier now to get. Don't get me wrong. Like World of Warcraft has a true inflation issue. But did they ever increase the gold cap, or has it always been the same? I'm pretty sure it's always been the same. I don't remember them actually ever increasing the gold cap. I think the gold was capped at 999,999 or maybe 99,000. I don't remember exactly. But it's probably 999,999 most likely. It went to 999. It went to 9 million or 10 million. Was it really 10 million? Kane Blade says 10 million, same as it's been for like 12 years. Was it really 10 million? I thought it was a million. I thought it was 999,999. So it's 10 million. Oh, wow. Holy fuck. All right. So, I mean, listen, not to say that everybody has 10 million gold. Let's be real. But still, like, that's a lot of gold, bro. You're talking about $2,000 per, what do you call it? $2,000 per fucking character. That's a lot of money. And you know how much people transmog. People transmog all the time. Like I said earlier, it's basically a mini game in and of itself. I don't know. I think it's a little expensive, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that are going to, they're going to say, well, it doesn't cost anything. It's cheap. It's cheap. Farrell says, nah, man, whoever wrote this does not play the game. All right, that's fair. I mean, if that's the way that it is and people are running around super rich, then that's what it is. Again, I haven't played with World of Warcraft in a while, so that's why I'm asking you guys. Kane Bladed says, I have 10 million on multiple characters from my days of playing. Wow, that's crazy. It says on Reddit, transmog frustration is dominating the top threads of the WoW subreddit. One player in a thread with hundreds of comments saying the updated system feels like they hired a mobile game monetization consultant. In another, a user makes their best guess at Blizzard's rationale for the overhaul. Have you tried not being poor? All right, you got to admit, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Natsu Ninja says they increased the gold cap when they allow people to buy WoW tokens for gold. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Blue Octopus says our roleplay players are perpetually broke because transmog for every roleplay event. Yes. See, but again, apparently that's not that big of a deal. You know, according to people in the chat. So I don't know. Me personally, I had a good amount of gold when I was playing WoW, but this was such a long time ago where, you know, if you had like 10,000, 20,000 gold, you were considered rich. You know, now I'm sure that's fucking nothing, right? Players can have up to 1 billion across the whole account. 1 billion gold. What the fuck are you going to do with that? What are you even going to buy with that? At that point, you should just be giving money to people just because you want to troll. Be like, here you go, fucking peasant. Take 1,000. Take 1,000 gold, you poor bastard. Here's 10,000 for your troubles. You know, that's hilarious. Sounds like WoW would have a mobile game microtransactions. I don't play WoW, so I wouldn't know. I mean, listen, WoW, they added like I remember when they made leveling give you so much money, where they wanted, like, I remember doing a couple of expansions back when I was kind of experimenting with the game again. And I remember gaining at least like, I'm trying to remember the number, but I think it was like 10,000 gold just from leveling, right? Just from going to whatever the previous level cap was to the new level cap. It was like 10,000 plus gold. It was crazy, you know? So I don't know. I think for the hardcore players, this is not going to mean too much, but I think for the casual players that are, you know, more so into the social aspect of it, like Blue was saying with the whole role playing and stuff like that, I think that will probably affect them a little bit more. But unless they're super rich and they're just fucking around, then I don't really know. But I thought this was an interesting story overall, especially since we just covered the whole add-ons change that happened recently. Let's talk about this. We have an article here from PC Gamer that I found to be very interesting. It says, Epic responds to director Gore Verbinski's claims that Unreal Engine is making movie CGI worse. Aesthetic and craft come from artists, not software. It's inaccurate for anyone in the industry to claim that one tool's to blame, said Patrick Tubok, VFX supervisor over at Epic Games. Director Gore Verbinski was asked recently about something a lot of movie fans have been pondering. Does CGI in movies look worse now than it used to? And if so, why? Verbinski, who directed the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the American remake of The Ring, and the animated Western comedy Rango, was pretty blunt in pitting the blame on Epic's Unreal Engine, which has been used more and more for visual effects in films and television in the past several years, including the Fallout TV series. Now, for me personally, I've been saying for the longest time, on the off chance that we do talk about TV shows or movies, I've been saying for the longest fucking time that CGI is absolutely getting worse. It is non-negotiable. I mean, look at what they were doing with the later Marvel movies. You can see so many fucking blatant bad CGI effects that just overall ruin a shot. Yeah, I agree, Tenebrae. I miss practical FX too. I really do. You know, sometimes when I watch a lot of these older movies, I look at that, I'm like, damn, man, they were able to do this back in like whatever time period, you know? And it's like, dude, it's very impressive. Like when you watch some of these black and white movies or you watch some of these older movies, it really is amazing what they were able to accomplish. But again, it's all about, if you have less resources, you will be forced to be more creative, right? Unfortunately, when it comes to money, the more money that a studio has, the less they're going to have to get creative. The less they're going to have to solve a problem that can't be solved with just throwing money at it. You know, so that's what I really truly believe that is the problem. These studios are just throwing money at their problems, and it's really not helping anything. But yes, I agree, man. He was you know, in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I mean, Davey was just fucking insane CGI wise. He really was. He says, I think the simplest answer is you've seen the Unreal gaming engine enter the visual effects landscape. Verbinski said in an interview with Pop Culture Site, but why though? I think that Unreal Engine coming in, replacing Maya as a sort of fundamental is the greatest slip backwards. Epic Games has now responded to his statement in an email sent to PC Gamer Patrick Tubach, VFX supervisor at Epic Games, said the following. It's inaccurate for anyone in the industry to claim that one tool is to blame for some erroneously perceived issues with the state of VFX and CGI. It's true that there are a lot more people making computer graphics than ever before. And with that scale comes a range of successes and failures, but aesthetic and craft comes from artists, not software. So they're basically trying to say that if the CGI work is bad, then it is the fault of the people that are making it, which might have a little bit of truth to it for sure, but especially true if they don't know how to use the engine that they have. I think a lot of problems come from the fact that Epic Games' Unreal Engine is being shoved in everybody's face that most people struggle to know how to properly utilize it to its full extent. So you can say it's a skill issue, but I think a lot of people are suffering from that when it comes to Unreal Engine. In other words, you know, good old Maya. Yeah, I know, right? Prior to joining Epic Games VFX as supervisor, Tubach worked as Industrial Light and Magic as visual effects supervisor. He says that Unreal Engine is primarily used for pre-visualization, virtual production, and in some cases, final pixels. I can guarantee that the artists on big blockbuster VFX films like Pirates of the Caribbean 10 to 15 years ago could only dream about having a tool as powerful as Unreal Engine on their desk to help them get the job done. And I should know, I was one of them. So he's trying to say, you guys are lucky you have us. You're lucky you have us, bitch. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people want to blame Unreal Engine for a lot of things, and I definitely believe that Unreal Engine is slacking in certain departments. However, I do also believe that the skill, capability and the ability to use the engine is also lacking by the developers that are utilizing Unreal Engine. There are a lot of studios that they'll start utilizing Unreal Engine even though they were using another engine, and they're making a big blockbuster game in an engine that they have no idea how to use, that they probably only had a couple of weeks of training on before they started, making the game in it. They're defending their baby. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them defending their baby, for sure. Unreal, it's just a skill issue. It's so much shit that you need to do that they never have documented. If you really want to learn to use Unreal, it's the max you have to watch. Yeah, but that's my point. You see, that's my point. Like, so I truly believe that with Unreal Engine, they don't offer the proper training to get good with the engine. They just want you to use it by offering you some insane contract that'll allow you to use it for free or will allow you to have like very minimal costs associated with commercial rights, whatever it may be. I think that their training offering is probably slacking. And again, you could say it's a skill issue. That's fine. But if you are the creator of a gaming engine and you are seeing developers have skill issue problems, and these are developers that didn't have these problems with other engines, I'm going to say that the problem lies with your engine. The problem lies with you and the way that you're pushing out your engine. If you're going to push out your engine to these people and have them use it, you should train them on how to use it. Did Expedition 33 do Unreal Engine 5 right? For the most part. But see, here's the thing. Expedition 33 had the typical stuttering with Unreal Engine. So clearly, even they didn't know fully exactly what they were doing. And again, they ended up patching it out. Don't get me wrong. But Unreal Engine is known for that famous stutter problem because a lot of these developers, they don't really know how to fully utilize that engine. And they run into that same problem all the time. Arc Raiders does. Arc Raiders definitely runs pretty good. I will say it has an occasional stutter every now and then, but it runs pretty good. I think their stutter in Arc Raiders comes more so from the network side of things instead of the engine, but I could be wrong on that. I bet they took Unreal Engine training from YouTube tutorials. And the sad thing, Benjamin, is that YouTube tutorials probably have more information on how to use the product than the fucking studio, than the engine itself. It's sad, man. It's sad. But I mean, listen, in any case, I do believe that CGI is absolutely getting worse. And I find it interesting to see a director, a pretty decently prominent director, come out and openly admit that CGI is definitely getting worse. Now, obviously, he passed the blame to Epic Games, which I don't think he should have fully done. But, at the end of the day, I do agree with his sentiment. CGI is absolutely getting worse. When you look at some of the OG CGI from Pirates of the Caribbean like this, it is mind-blowing how good it is. Mind-blowing. So hopefully we could get back to that in the future. But, I don't want to hold my breath, All right, let's catch up on Super Chats, man. We got Mr. Spanglish. He says, with a $4.99, Miss Griffcast, due to work, watching the replay, looks like you're having fun with Life is Strange. Maybe I should give you all of the games. Please don't. Please don't. Listen, I'm only going to do the bet for the first one. I'm not doing the bet for the other ones. Please, for the love of God. I'm good. Like the ones that are actually super ultra woke, like I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you for your sentiment, Mr. Spanglish. I am okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh shit, look who's back, man. We got the Immigrant Beaver with the $100 Red Boy Hyper Bank.
Holy shit.
Wow, look at this, man. Shout out to the Immigrant Beaver. He says for 100, my missing in action is wrong. I went back to work. Go screw your hat, door, nog on, whatever. Don't fuck with the beaver. Also, Hypnotic, you gay bass fuck boy. I am alive and stealing money from Kami. That is that is the beaver way. Wow. Okay. I mean, listen, hey, get your bag. I'm happy for you. I like when people get their bag. Good for you. Welcome back, Immigrant Beaver. And we're going to play you a clip. I don't think you said what clip you want. So we're going to play you a clip. But hold on. Lockwire for a 2. Borderlands. Oh, dude, Lockwire. Man, I didn't even think about that when I was talking about that. I didn't even think about that. Bro, you are so on the nose with that, Lockwire. With Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 is a prime example of a game that will give you every excuse under the sun about the performance of the game. Meanwhile, they have cel-shaded fucking graphics, bro. Like, you guys are literally damn near a cartoon. And you're like, yeah, it's a premium experience for premium gamers. Get your rig up, bitch. Like, what, dude? That's insane, bro. What are we talking about? Immigrant Beaver, thank you again. We're going to rock out with... Let's see. We're going to rock out with... Let's do Elf.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Out to the Immigrant Beaver. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that. Like the stream, boys. Let's continue. We got Neil Starr for $1 on Rumble. Says, how the hell do we not have a damn GTA clone? Setting up and doing those heists are too much fun online. Let's go, people. Get the lead out. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Rockstar probably has a major control over that to some extent, where people are probably scared to do it. I mean, we have... What was that game that's coming out that's like a waifu fucking GTA? It's called Nanta or something like that. I know they're designing that. Deadeye's Lock with $1 says Mappa needs to chill out. Cooperating with Netflix for the global audience is asking to get ripped a new one like Incest Homar. What, bro? Crazy. But thank you so much for the $1, bro. I appreciate that. All right, guys, like the stream. Let's X out of this. Let's do one more fast story. Crimson Desert. So you guys know I'm pretty excited for Crimson Desert, man. It's a game that initially was off my radar because it was one of those like too good to be, true kind of games. At least that's how it looked anyway. But now, apparently, after watching multiple trailers and then watching multiple gameplay segments for this game and seeing the progression from the super laggy initial trailers to the much more smoother, grander trailer, I think that this is something that I'm definitely excited for and definitely interested in playing. And I know a lot of you guys are interested in playing this as well. So apparently it is going to secure a March release date as the ambitious Frankenstein's monster of open world fantasy game goes gold officially. So the game is officially gold. John D says, say what? I haven't even heard of the waifu GTA. You never heard of Ananta? And Anansa, it's like a free to play. Just look it up. Trust me, you'll see. You'll see. Yes, I am cautiously optimistic about this game, but overall, I think it's going to be a solid entry into this year's, potential. I don't know if you want to call it like major releases or whatever, but still, 5.5 years after its 2020 game, I didn't realize this game was revealed in 2020. That's crazy. Crimson Desert has remained something of a mystery. Developer Pearl Abyss has promised a growing collection of mechanics and playstyles so bafflingly dense that it's still hard to picture how exactly it's all meant to fit together. Thanks to a freshly announced release date, however, we now at least know when we'll see the full picture, and launch date is just 2 months away. So I am excited for this. March, I think, is going to be a big month for games. I know we have a lot of games coming out in March. We have a lot of games coming out in January. It's like January, February, March. There's a lot of games coming out in the first 3 months. Even Mouse PI for Hire, I believe, is coming out in March as well. So I'm excited for this. I cannot wait to check out Crimson Desert. I don't know if I'm going to Grivcast this game just due to the sheer scale of it. I imagine I probably will, but it might be one of those games where I might not be able to finish depending on how long the campaign is. But I absolutely want to play this game. 100%. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. You're hyped for Crimson Desert? Yeah, same here. Super hyped, man. I cannot wait personally. Let's X this out. We got 16-bit dude for 7 months. Says 7 months with y'all. What's up, 16-bit dude? How you doing, my man? I hope everything is going well. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Wow. 16-bit dude with a $100 Red Boy Hyper. And he says, "Give him the Latinas, please." Were they going crazy in the chat for Latinas? Is that what it was? Were they going crazy and asking for the Latinas? I'm not surprised, bro. I'm not surprised. All right, man. 16-bit dude, you get what you asked for. Let's play some Latinas for the chat. Let's go.
Okay, everyone, we got another Red Boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to 16-bit dude. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you. You absolute fucking legend. Thank you so much, bro. What an absolute legend, man. Holding it down. Holding it down. And then we got Anubis Hentai Hades with a 20 membership hyper bagger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Anubis Hentai Hades. 20 membership hyper banger. I don't think he said what clips he wants. So I'm going to give him exactly what I know he likes. We're going to give Anubis Hentai Hades exactly what I know he loves and enjoys. Let's go.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to Anubis Hentai Hades. Thank you so much for that 20 membership hyperbanger. And it looks like we've officially hit tier 2. That is 235 streams in a row. Shout out to you guys for the unbelievable support, getting us a tier 2 super early into the stream. I appreciate that, guys. Sincerely, man. You have no idea. Thank you so much, man, for everything. We got Janarthis for 9 months, says Miss Griffcast, but definitely going to check it out after. You should. You should. The game was interesting. Interesting. I'll just leave it at that for sure. And then 16-bit dude again with another $100 Red Boy Hyper. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. He says, I see you, old man cat. Give the man the Asians, por favor. It's amazing how many people will donate Red Boys just to support other people in the bigot army. I honestly think that's amazing. The fact that old man cat is out here screaming Asians and 16-bit dude is like, you know what? I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry. That's insane, man. Shout out to 16-bit dude. We're going to throw up some Asians there for old man cat. Let's spam the old man cat emojis in the chat right now. He's going to be gooning. Here we go.
Oh my god, it's a Red Boy hyperbanger.
Shout out to 16-bit dude. Thank you so much, my man. I genuinely appreciate that, brother. And then Anubis comes in with a 2. Beaver ran away. Did he go rob someone again? Yes, he did. He did. He told us he was robbing someone as we speak. And then we got Old Gamer 5569 for 10 months. Says, ooh, woo, what's up, dude? How you doing, my man? Hope you are well. Thank you so much for 10 months of legendary status. I appreciate that, man. Let me check Rumble really quick. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good on Rumble. Okay. All right, boys. So now that we covered Crimson Desert, that was another fast topic. We'll do one more fast topic, and then we're going to look at some trailers. This is going to be fun. So first things first, you guys know that Anthem officially died a couple of days ago, right? Anthem is gone with the wind, right? Gone with the wind of BioWare's massive failures over the years. And Anthem, it didn't take long. I didn't think it was going to take long because I remember when I was reporting on it, I was like, I can only imagine how quickly a private server is going to be brought up for Anthem because people tend to care about these things only after the game dies instead of before when they should be trying to save the game officially. But, you know, that's just how it goes. So anyway, Anthem, apparently, the subreddit gets a new lease on life as a modder shows the game running without EA servers at all. We didn't realize how much demand there would still be on this forum to keep the discussions going. Footage shows 2 players in a locally hosted game. It's really wanky and really hanky and really hacky, but it works. It works, boys. It works. Anthem is dead, and let's be honest with ourselves, it's fine. I agree, it's fine. Wait, Old Man Cat says, I hope they start adding new missions with mods. Do you really think they're going to, though? I feel like they're just going to want to start with making it playable first, right? Shouldn't they focus? They're probably just going to focus on making it as playable as possible. And then after that, they kind of go from there. But I don't think they're going to listen. that's assuming that the server even gets to stay up, right? Because at this point, the server's probably going to get struck by EA, right? EA is going to be like, we just killed this thing. Why are you bringing it back to life? Stop what you're doing immediately. I can pretty much almost guarantee you that they're going to strike this shit down at some point. They have a history of doing it with private servers, but again, maybe they'll say, well, the game is dead. Who cares? But I don't think that's the case. Why I got to crush your dreams? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know. EA is going to pull Nintendo. That's what I'm thinking on this one. Anyway, what's done is done. The curtain fell. A small group of diehards expressed hope that it might be somehow brought back without a reliance on EA servers. Hope that was given, hope with former executive producer Mark Dara saying that Anthem did actually have local server code right up until a few months before launch. And more importantly, the code is there to be salvaged and recovered. That's a far cry from actually making it happen, but some people do seem to at least be making progress. YouTuber Ann799 and has posted a video showing Anthem alive and kicking. And big points here with two players, actually two accounts logged in simultaneously. So I'm not going to show the footage because, again, I don't want copyright from EA. EA is going to be like, oh, you're showing people how to do it. No, I'm not showing people how to do it, fuckers. It's very preliminary stuff, a proof of concept rather than anything like a playable game. And a Redditor who says Ann799 is working with Fort's Forge Restoration Project described it as a really hacky thing and advised that everyone temper their expectations accordingly. Of course, not everyone is taking that advice entirely to heart. I think it's only a matter of time before they do get this shit up. But I think what EA is going to do is they're going to allow them to get it up just to see how they do it and then strike them down. Pretty sure that's probably how this is going to go. They're going to let them do all the legwork, do all the footwork, and then strike them the fuck down. I really don't think they're going to allow this to stay up because Anthem is one of those games that has to die under certain circumstances, and I think that it has to stay away. You know, if people really wanted to play the game and support the game, they would have did it when the game was alive and well, even though it was never alive and well. But you get what I'm saying? Like, they would have did it at the beginning. People checked out, sadly, from Anthem. So that's just what it is. You know, it's kind of just a failure they have to live with. All right, let's X that out. Now I want to look at a trailer. I want to look at two trailers. The first trailer I want to look at is for the game called Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War. This game was revealed a few weeks ago, about a month ago, I believe. Never saw this, and this has been recommended to me multiple times by you guys. So we're going to see what's going on here. It's only a 1-minute trailer. Let's figure this out and see what's happening.
Hi, I'm General Johnny Rico, and I want to thank you for doing your part by tuning into this broadcast. Are you thinking about starting on the road to citizenship? This game will test your mettle and make sure you have what it takes to really give those bugs hell.
Would you like to know more?
I mean, this is one of those, like, it's a super simplistic game. I don't see, like, I feel like this is one of those games you just pick up and have fun. However, there is one glaring problem here that I cannot ignore, sadly. And that is PS5 only. PS5 only. That is disgusting. Unless it's going to be on Steam. Because according to the trailer, it's only PS5. Is it going to be on Steam? Please tell me it's going to be on Steam. If it's going to be on Steam, I will check it out. Kind of cool, but Helldivers 2 is better. This looked like a first-person Helldivers, you know? But then again, I mean, to be fair, like Helldivers, it's on Steam? Yeah, it's on Steam? Okay, fine. Okay. So the trailer, for some reason doesn't have Steam. Maybe this is a PlayStation only trailer, probably. But I mean, listen, the game looks cool overall. It looks like a lot of fun. I definitely would love to see more of this. This whole first person simple bug shooting. The graphics seem pretty retro. They kind of look like Half-Life 2 in a way. I'm not going to lie. Test your
metal and make sure you have what it takes to really give those bugs hell.
Yeah, this looks like Half-Life 2 graphics in a way. So, I mean, I can't hate on it. Looks pretty good overall. This game is not yet available on Steam. Planned release date Q1 2026. Well, that's when it says it's going to release on PlayStation also. So it could be a worldwide release on these platforms. But I think this is cool. I think I will definitely end up wishlisting this and checking it out. So I got to look it up on Steam really quick to wishlist it, but I will. Thank you for the recommendation. Now we also have this particular game. Everybody's talking about this fucking game. There is so much drama surrounding this game right now. It's got 2 million fucking views over on Twitter, and everybody's talking about this shit. And the reason why they're talking about it is because some idiots are accusing this game of stealing their ideas from Kingdom Come Deliverance, bro. I am not even kidding. This game is called Knight's Path, right? It's called Knight's Path, and people swear that the whole fucking medieval combat thing is somehow inherently owned by fucking Warhorse Studios. Why do you think that? I have no idea, but a lot of people are like, this looks like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You guys are stealing from Kingdom Come Deliverance. Like, dude, the whole medieval thing has been around forever. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Anyway, I'll show you guys the thread in a second. Tenebrae says, everyone talking about it. I'm hearing about it for the first time. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how much people talk about things. There's always someone who's going to hear about it for the first time. So let's look at this trailer. I've been wanting to look at this for a while. Old Man Cass sent this to me a couple of days ago. Let's see what's going on here and figure out what the big deal is. Here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. They added dragons to this shit? Oh, what the fuck? Bro, look at the size of that snail, man. What? Okay. I mean, listen, I think that this looks really cool. I really do. I think this looks cool. I also think this game does not look anything like Kingdom Come Deliverance. I really hate when people take a style, right? And in this case, this game obviously has the medieval style. They take that style and they're like, oh, any game that tries to do that style that does it to a game that I like is clearly copying the game that I like. That does not make sense, okay? You cannot copyright the medieval times. Like, you can't do that, right? So people and listen, I like medieval style video games, right? I really do. I fucking like medieval style video games a lot, and I feel like we need more of them. You know, what was the name of that? I played the first one, not the second one. What was the name of the game where you had like massive fucking medieval wars? My God, it was so fun. It was like decapitation and everything. What was the name of that game, dude? Why am I drawing a blank on it? I had so much fun playing it. Chivalry. That's the name. Chivalry 1 was such a good game. It was so much fun. You run around. You have people screaming at the top of their lungs. You got arms flying off, fucking body parts flying off. People just getting felted. It was so good. So good. This entire aesthetic, this entire look, I love this look, and I love this entire. It seems like it's going to be a little bit more high fantasy versus medieval. It might be a mix, obviously, with like the giant snails and the fucking dragon or wyvern or whatever it was, a wyvern, you know, depending on how people pronounce it. I think that this game is going to be combining a lot of elements that will make it drastically different than Kingdom Come Deliverance, and also offering that medieval flair that people enjoy. The combat looked pretty good. It's in third person. The sound effects looked pretty good. You had sparks flying when it hit the metal of the armor and also of the weapons, which was pretty cool too. Developers say it's low fantasy, really? So I guess they might just be adding some elements to it that are probably fantasy, but then that's basically it. But no, this shit looks fucking sick, dude. I don't know why people why do they think because this guy looks like Henry, he's dressed like Henry? Who fucking cares? Who cares, bro? Henry exists in this, bro. I hate when people do this. I really do. But they do it all the time, right? Just like anything that's open world with guns and cars gets called a Grand Theft Auto clone, right? It happens all the time. Anything with over the shoulder, difficult combat gets called a Souls-like all the time. It's just annoying. If it's just monsters with no elves, dwarves, or magic, then yeah, it's not high fantasy. All right, so I guess it'll be low fantasy then. I suppose just it has a wyvern and like gigantic creatures or whatever. Then again, the snail might be the only gigantic creature. We don't know yet, but definitely cool. They copied Zelda, has a sword. Yeah, exactly. Henry's clothing was not developer invented; it was historical. Exactly. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like that they are they're out here and they see the similarities and they immediately think that this is like a copy of something. Like, bro, we need to stop that. There is like, listen, there's more people now than ever in game development. There are more people now than ever making video games. There is obviously going to be a lot of cross-referencing, a lot of games that are going to look similar to other games, but it all depends on how it's presented, the stories that are behind the games, if they even have a story. There are definitely a lot of different ways to change it, but to just simply say, oh, it's a copy because it has medieval armor. Are you fucking crazy? Or because like the buildings look almost identical to the buildings in Kingdom Come Deliverance? Of course they're going to, because they're following the same history. Of course they're going to be the fucking same. You know, it's not like you can't copyright this. You don't see people complaining of Souls likes. No, some people do. Some people absolutely do. There'll be people that'll call certain games that are not Souls-likes just because there's like a bonfire mechanic or something, you know? But in any case, I like this. I like this overall setup. I like the third person. That's cool. The graphics look pretty good. The combat had a nice heavy weight to it, which is good when you're dealing with melee weapons like this, especially with heavy armor like this. I think that this is going to be a cool game. The dragon at the end, or the wyvern, whatever it is, definitely surprised me. I was not expecting that. I don't know. I was just expecting it to be a standard like medieval style video game. I know Levistro is saying that they're calling it a Souls-like apparently, so I guess it's going to have Souls-like combat where it's going to be highly difficult. That I could see, you know. I'm assuming it's single player only. I don't think it's multiplayer. This shit is insane, bro. Look at the size of this thing. And is he about to attack it too? Yeah, he's about to attack the fucking giant snail. Why are you going to attack this thing? You can't even break the shell. Anyway, they posted a tweet on the KCD claim the game is heavily inspired by classic RPG Gothic. Who they posted a tweet on the KCD claim. Okay. So let's see if we can find that. Hold on. Let's look at Knight's Path. Let's go to their Twitter page. I'm going to follow them just so I can keep track of this game because this looks very interesting. Okay, Knight's Path Twitter page. Knight's Path is an indie action RPG story-driven, low fantasy, small open world game. So they're not even going for the grand open worldness. They're just trying to do the most they can with the little bit they have. Okay, here we go. This is good. We have seen the comments comparing Knight's Path to Kingdom Come, and we would like to address this openly in a thread. For decades, movies, TV, and games have portrayed medieval... the fact that they even have to make this response is so fucking stupid. But anyway, whatever. They have portrayed medieval times through a very stylized and often inaccurate lens. Because of that, when a game is inspired by real historical realism, it's naturally going to stand out and can feel unfamiliar or striking at first. We have a lot of respect for Kingdom Come Deliverance and are genuinely grateful for how it helped show the Middle Ages as they actually were. That same goes for projects like Lord's Manor, Half-Swords Games, and Blight Survival, and others. All of them are doing incredible work by depicting medieval armor, architecture, and everyday life based on real history. And we need more of that. We need more of that. Like I want more medieval games. I feel like a lot of people probably do. They're just naturally more brutal, you know? I like that. I like that more like brutality behind some of the medieval style games. Knight's Path, even as a low fantasy world, comes from the same place of respect for history, medieval architecture, and armor. Any similarities do not come from copying, but from drawing from the same real world past. Exactly. Right? Like this is what I mean, where this is not copying just because it has the same medieval armor and everything, because Kingdom Come was using that armor because they tried to be as historically accurate as possible when they were depicting their characters. And this developer is doing the same exact thing. So naturally, if both developers are trying to be somewhat accurate, then they're going to have armor sets that are going to look nearly identical. Nobody was running around with orc-sized fucking shoulder pad armors like in World of Warcraft in the medieval times. It just wasn't happening that way. It's just, these people are stupid. I don't understand the people who are people are really dumb with this shit. Anyway, it's fine. We honestly hope this approach continues to grow and even reaches the movie industry so that one day seeing 15th century armor will feel as natural as seeing World War II uniforms on screen. Not as something copied from another film, but simply as what people truly wore at the time. We are confident that over time, as we share more materials, and especially once players get their hands on the upcoming demo, it will become clear just how different Knight's Path is as a game compared to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Well, anybody with a brain looking at those trailers can clearly see that these games are totally different. These are not even close to the same video games. Why would anybody even sit there and pretend that they are? I feel like it's extremely disingenuous. It just makes it seem like you are either a super fan shill of Kingdom Come Deliverance or you're a super hater of this game for some odd reason, whatever it may be, I don't know. But you'd have to be stupid to look at these two games and say, oh, yeah, they're the same. Aside from the armor looking the same, the gameplay is completely different. They even put a fucking wyvern at the end, and they introduce a gigantic snail. It's like, bro, I hate people. Anyway, Lavisho says, hold on. Lavisho says, where did it go? Damn, the chat's moving fast. Holy fuck. Oh, I saw something about, like, they're suing something. Oh, Old Man Cad says, I'm sorry, they are also suing because the swords look like swords from Night Squad. Yeah, bro. Again, this is, like, stupid. Thank you to everyone engaging, questioning, and discussing. It has been genuinely uplifting to see history and armor experts step in and support Knight's Path. We truly appreciate it. And they even linked Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on X. What a class act. Look at that shit. Here are a few examples. Oh, no, they're going to give examples of armor models that we have created. Some pieces, such as the Hound Skull bassinets, are based on real historical helmets and may naturally resemble those seen in Kingdom Come as they come from the same time period. In Knight's Path, however, you will also encounter armors inspired by the mid to late 15th century, offering a broader range of historically accurate designs beyond those overlaps. To ensure accuracy down to the smallest details, we consult every step with our historical advisors, including Mud and Blood, Samal Christoph, and Knightly Hist. Okay. Interesting. So we could look here, some video. This looks so good. I love the way this looks. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Let's look at this one. Hold on. That's probably one of my favorites right here. This is probably one of my favorites. The one at the top right. That looks so good. What about this one? Just a big old Tin Man. Oh, man. And what about this? This one's fucking badass, too. Look at this. That is so badass. I like the two on the right. I think the two on the right are by far the most badass, but I still like the first one better, in my opinion. Oh my God, they're talking about the architecture too. They are not playing around. For the architecture, we drew from what we know best, our home regions of Czechia and Germany, and their rich historical heritage. We work closely with Clippy Magic on multiple artworks to ensure that the architecture is grounded, authentic, and true to the period. Bro, these guys are not holding back. They are not holding back. Look at this. I like it. But you see, okay, so you look at something like this, and you'll have a moron on Twitter that'll be like, oh, you're copying Kingdom Come. Look at the buildings. Are you serious, bro? But that's what they do. That's what they do, man. It's so stupid, man. I swear, people on X are just really stupid sometimes. The world is not historical, but a unique and grounded fantasy setting inspired by Holy Roman Empire. For us, low fantasy means the world stays grounded and believable. There will be no elves or dwarves, no hordes of orcs threatening kingdoms or wizards casting fireballs. The core of the game remains firmly historical in tone, focused on the medieval human society, shaped by feudal hierarchy, power, political intrigue, war, faith, and everyday hardships and joys of life in the Middle Ages. Fantasy elements do exist, but they are rare and subtle. Creatures like the wyvern and the giant snail are inspired by medieval manuscripts and folklore and are treated as unusual, rare parts of the natural world rather than common sights. Magic, where it exists at all, is indirect and ambiguous. Long rituals, superstition, divination, and curses and effects that may or may not even be real magic, rather than anything flashy or obvious. If a truly magical item exists, it is treated as a divine artifact or a once-in-a-lifetime miracle, not an everyday tool. Overall, fantasy is there to add atmosphere, mystery, and tension, and to let the player explore or experience the medieval world through the eyes of medieval people who often believe the world to be far more magical than we do today, while still keeping the world feel real. Yeah, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm with this. Maybe I'm crazy, but I mean, he is selling me on this big time. And I don't blame him, considering this thread has 1.8 million views. So this is definitely the time to shine, if that makes sense. I like this. I like this a lot. I think this game looked really good. I like the overall setting. I think considering it's an indie game, it's pretty obvious it's going to have a very small scope. And I don't think that's a bad thing. As long as that very small scope is something that is just badass and a lot of fun, I'd rather have 15 hours or 20 hours of badassery versus around an open area, you know? So I think I would definitely be interested in this game for sure. Beyond that, the game is heavily inspired by classic RPG Gothic. Yes, Gothic is definitely a game to be inspired by, especially its immersive world design and amazing sense of armor and combat progression. And the combat is nothing like Kingdom Come Deliverance. It is strongly inspired by Sekiro. Oh, shit. Focusing on breaking an enemy's posture through attacks, parries, deflections, and well-timed counters. Bro, we're getting Sekiro or Sekiro fucking medieval, bro. Medieval Sekiro. That's crazy. That is crazy. I am so interested in this. It's not even funny. We hope this thread explains what we're trying to achieve with Knight's Path better than a 1-minute trailer ever could. Thank you to everyone who made it this far, and even if you are still unsure, we hope you give us a chance for the upcoming free playable demos available. Listen, I think this is nothing but a win. I really do. Because they're out here, they're offering a demo. They're going to have a demo out here soon. That's going to be badass. I think that they are saying that it's going to have Sekiro-style combat. Yeah, I'm with this, man. Old Man Cad, this is a really good recommendation for sure. I cannot wait to see more about this game, and I hope... When's the release date? Do they have a release date or no? I don't know if they have a release date on this game quite yet. Do they have a release date? Wishlist on Steam. It is available on Steam. Let's see. Did they say anything else? We are honestly overwhelmed. We never anticipated that the trailer would reach millions of views. The response has been insanely positive, and we cannot thank you enough for the support. So what started off as positive, unfortunately, turned into, oh, you guys are copying Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's so stupid, man. I always try to answer every comment, but I'm completely overwhelmed right now. Yeah, well, that's a good thing. You guys have a lot of eyes on your game now, so hopefully this game becomes decently successful. That would be really good to see. As long as the game is good. If the game is bad, well, then we're going to roast it like we do every other game. It's kind of how it goes. All right, well, that's basically it for Knight's Path. You guys can obviously let me know what you think about this game overall, but so far, I have a really good impression of it. And I think that I will be, I know I will be, you know what, let me do it right now before I forget. I'm going to wishlist this game right now on Steam before I forget. Hold on. Where is it at? Let's see. Let me wishlist. Boy. All right, cool. I wishlisted it. Yeah, we're definitely going to check that game out for sure. People that do this are just miserable. They don't want anybody else to be happy. I'm glad the developers showed their work. It was amazing. I think that was the best answer. Truthfully, I think their best answer was to show their work and say, well, you know, this is why it's different. Here's what we're doing. This is the different things that we're doing. And this is the inspiration that we got it from. I don't know. I think that's not a bad thing. I think that's pretty good. Torinol with a 2. The Knights Templar call. They're asserting their copyright on the Knights in Shining Armor. Oh my God, I know, right? They have an uphill battle as the Order of the Tau are contesting. Bro, you are so on point with that. It's crazy. You want jousting? You think jousting is gonna be in that game? I don't think it will be, considering they said it's gonna be a smaller style game, smaller open world. I don't think it's gonna be, personally. It could be something that they probably add in later, you know, but I don't think it's something that they're necessarily going to have right off the bat, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's check this out. We got one more game that just got sent to me by Wizzy Tekken over on X for a game called Mortal Crux over on over on Steam. Let me see if I can find a longer trailer for this game. Apparently, it's got 25,000 wish lists and growing, which is not a small number. So we'll see what this game is about. Mortal Crux. Oh my God, they have a 6-minute trailer. Do they have a shorter trailer? Nope, they have a 4-minute trailer. Jesus, 6-minute and 4-minute. Okay, I guess we'll watch the 6-minute, but we're not going to watch the whole thing. So this game is called Mortal Crux. Let's see what this is about. Ironically, another game with medieval style armor. This shit needs to make a comeback, man. I'm telling you. That was fucking cool. What the fuck? You know, isn't it amazing how these indie developers, what they do is like when they make their trailers, most of them end up putting out a they rather show and not tell. You know what I mean? So even though they're telling us about all the things that they're adding to the game, the shaders, the dynamic shadows and all that, they're showing you instead of just telling you. Whereas AAA, they would put one of their prestigious employees up on camera to then speak to the crowd and tell them about all the stuff that's coming. Because they just love the camera, you know. I don't know. I like this. I like this. Oh, that's cool. So it has visual effects that detect when you are near the edge of a cliff or something. That's kind of cool. You have lava that can alter the land. A man's naked on a table. He's naked, but thankfully he's blurred out. Fuck YouTube. This game is called Mortal Crux. It seems like they're going pretty hard with the physics in this game, but how's the combat? Oh, they got fishing. Sold. I feel like this game would be a lot of fun on Steam Deck. For sure. In-game aquarium. Is that necessary? Why are you looking at me like that? What the fuck? Fishing is played out. Get real. Hey, man, listen. They had fishing in Stellar Blade. A lot of people were fishing in Stellar Blade. Now, to be granted, probably because they were looking at Eve's tits, but that's besides the point. People were still fishing. All right, I'm not going to watch this whole thing. This is like a 6-minute trailer. But what I will say is this game looks pretty cool. This game absolutely looks pretty cool. And I will be wishlisting this one 100%. Anytime I get to play something like... You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me a little bit of like Achilles Legends Untold. It has that same similar kind of camera style setup and everything. Even the combat looks pretty similar. You know, setting your sword on fire or adding poison or whatever. Just no magic combat, but still definitely pretty cool. So I'll be wishlisting this one for sure. All right, it's called Mortal Crux for those of you that want to check it out. I'm putting it in the chat right now. I'll put it on Rumble as well, so you guys can have it, okay? Mortal Crux. Combat, I didn't see any combat. I'll double check really fast before I click off. But I didn't see any combat. All I saw was basically like descriptions of what you can do in the environment. Maybe there's a combat trailer. Is this a combat trailer? No. Oh, maybe it is. This might be. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Hold on. Let's see. This might be a combat trailer. Oh shit, you can step on top of the enemy and fall off. That's funny. What the fuck with the Joker laugh, bro? Oh, that was cool. And they explode. Nice. It's pretty obvious that physics are huge in this game. Physics are absolutely huge in this game. There's so many physics. Like with the fire, the ice, everything, bro. Like, there's a lot of physics in this game, which is good. I just hope that it runs well. Yeah. Oh, shit. Where are the cards? They're in the water. Yo, look at the water. Look at the water. Look in the water. This fucking thing is moving. What the fuck? What is this? Look at... Is that the Kraken? Yo, they got the Kraken in this game? Let me find out. The lighting is really nice. Oh no. Elemental? What the fuck? Bro, that's some like... That's some Tormented Souls Resident Evil style save room entry. This man walked into the basement and it turned into like a fucking save room from old school horror games. Even the music sounds like it. Bro, look at this shit. Fixed camera angles? What is this game? Bro, this game has fixed camera angles in certain sections. What are we doing? What? Yeah, I gotta be real with you. I'm very interested. Is this game out yet?
Hello. Are you looking for something specific? I
voice acting
guarantee
is
you
rough.
won't get a better price anywhere around.
But to be expected. What the fuck?
Help me, please. You're my only hope.
Bro, they got lock picking it. Oh my god, dude. What is this game? This game has like 10 games in one. Bro, I'm very interested. Yeah, I'm very interested. This is something that I absolutely am going to keep on my wish list. Very interested. That is sick, man. There's so many interesting aspects to that game. I gotta check that out. Good recommendation, guys. Good recommendation. All right, let's catch up on supers, and then we're gonna move on with more topics. We got Blue White Scorpio with a 189. Red Boy Bangers bring all the boys to the yard. They sure do. The Immigrant Beaver Hades with a 2 says, I'm at the House of Commons robbing Carney, Anubis. What the fuck? Immigrant Beaver with a 2 waves at Sonya. Hypno shrugs. Sonya, yay. How are you saying hi to Sonya while robbing Carney? You know, like what are we doing here? All right, we're caught up everywhere. Shout out to you guys. Let's get into the next couple of topics. So we are going to just is everything Ubisoft now at this point, or is there one? Let me see. No. Okay, so there is Marathon, and then there is this Splitgate statement that I want to go over that they just posted. Let's do the Splitgate statement, and then we'll do it. So Splitgate Arena Reloaded, or the Arena, whatever they're calling it right now, Arena Royale, sorry, is going live tomorrow for free. So this is basically their last-ditch attempt to try to get people to play Splitgate. All right, so they posted over on X, and we're going to check this out right now. It says, the arena shooter genre doesn't need to die, it just needs to evolve. Okay, that's an interesting start. Some players miss fast, old-school FPS. Some love BRs, extractions, or tactical shooters. Whoever you are, you probably just want a game that feels good and delivers those holy shit moments. That's what we're aiming for with Arena Royale, building on our core arena experience, not detracting from it. It's not a throwback, it's not a clone. It's an experience that mixes fast arena chaos with high-stakes intensity of a battle royale. Arena Royale is our bet you can have both the speed and action of a classic arena game with the one more match energy of modern shooters. If you miss the classics, this is for you. If you love fast-paced BRs, this is also for you. If you just want something that feels different, this is definitely for you. Arena Royale goes live for free tomorrow. We hope you have fun with it. So, at this point, I don't really know what to even say because I think most people are probably checked out. Right? I feel like that's pretty fair to say. I think a lot of people are checked out. They don't care. They really got nothing to do with it, ultimately. And, you know, and that goes for people on all kinds of sides, right? Left, right, center, doesn't matter. Like a lot of people are checked out of this game. They really want to push the live service games. Yeah, I mean, they obviously do. That's their goal. But I think it's a little bit too late. I think if they would have just stuck with this sense, like, do all this kind of weird shit on either side of the aisle and then like asking for forgiveness and apologizing and bending the knee and all this stuff. Like, I don't know, man. What game? Arena Reloaded. So like this is, you know, from the Splitgate developers, the people who made what do you call it? Splitgate 1 and 2. They combined it into Splitgate Arena Reloaded. So they combined both games into one game. A lot of people just are checked out, man. You know, so but if you're interested, apparently it's going live at 3 p.m. Eastern, I guess tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So you can check that out if you want to. Splitgate 2 Part 3. Why are we doing this? The OG Splitgate was good. I played it a lot. I even have the Legacy badge, but I haven't touched Splitgate 2. Want to know why? Because it's not needed. It's a simple cash grab and nothing more. It's free. Okay, that was a good response. You got to admit, that was a good response. I'm there the second it goes live. Evil face emoji. I used to be a professional Counter-Strike Source player. I was also born with one hand. Should I try out the arena? Bro, what? Born with one hand. What the fuck? It's so peak. This is huge. You know, I find it hilarious that people that are openly crazy for this game online, but then like when it comes to the actual game numbers, they're nowhere to be found. You know, he really didn't make FPS great again. Well, that was obvious. You're gonna Hypnocast High Guard to make fun of it. I didn't have any plans to play High Guard. I was joking with Cassie the other day. I'm like, I'm gonna play it day one. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. I didn't play Concord. I'm not gonna play High Guard. Fuck that. Anyway, so if you guys are interested in Splitgate Arena Reloaded, it is coming out tomorrow for free at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. So check it out if interested in that. I will not be one of them personally, but this is more. Okay, Marathon. You know, the cope around Marathon is pretty insane. And a lot of it's coming from the developers. So Marathon, it says everyone will be able to try Marathon before launch as Bungie takes a second sharper stab at reviving the iconic series as an extraction shooter in a post-Arc Raiders world. So I feel like you can't release a game like Marathon and not be aware of the massive success of a game like Arc Raiders. You also to yourself that you're going to be able to take a large chunk away from Arc Raiders, considering their numbers keep rising and people keep buying the game, playing the game, whatever. I think they have a pretty dedicated fan base over there at Arc Raiders, and I don't think a lot of them are going to want to transfer over to play another extraction shooter, especially from Bungie, especially Marathon, especially everything that we've seen. I don't think they're going to do that. Looking over some of Nightspat's tweets, they're base as hell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are base as hell. They're indie, so they can be base as hell. But if you guys missed the last stream, we did discover that Marathon's price is going to be $40 at release. Okay, so it's directly trying to compete with Arc Raiders. And at this point, like I said so many times before, I think there is definitely enough of a Bungie fanboy kind of base to want to give Marathon at least somewhat of a start in terms of a player base. Is it going to be as big as Arc Raiders? Probably not. But is it going to be something that they could potentially monetize? Maybe. I wonder how much of that's going to come from Destiny, but that's a whole other story. This game, I just don't believe that even if it starts off well, I don't think it's going to end well anytime soon. I think that people are probably going to log into this game and they're going to get checked out pretty quickly once they realize it's pretty prototypical Bungie stuff. I think, not anymore. Bungie drove fans away. Yeah, plus all the drama that happened with the stealing of the art and everything like that. Sure, they could have got someone, they could have got the artist to come out and say, which they did already, come out and say that everything has been taken care of between the two, and that's fine. That's good for him or her or whatever. But I just don't think Marathon is going to be the game that they say it's going to be. I don't think Marathon is going to be the content they promising. I just don't. Yeah, exactly. Post Arc Raiders is still present. Like, LOL, what coping shillery? Arc Raiders came out already, so please buy this instead and make my industry daddy happy. Yeah, that's basically what it is, Glowmite. That's essentially what it is. And like I said so many times, man, the gaming media is out there to protect the AAA as much as possible because they benefit from AAA. Bungie already teased that we have one more test drive, and just reiterate that promise. So it looks like they're going to be giving Marathon away for free, probably for like a weekend or something, hoping that enough people would check out the game and potentially buy the game when it's not free anymore. That strategy is going to work, to be fair, but we could obviously see if that's true. Let's see. Where is it at? Is that it? To give credit to the very close early alpha playtest, there was already a fair amount of content to play around with, including multiple maps and runners, quests, and factions. Almost all of these aspects have since been overhauled, along with the addition of brand new features. So I'm hoping we'll get to see how these changes have impacted the experience in the upcoming test weekend. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that if they're going to get any hype behind this game, they need to not do what High Guard is doing. You guys realize that High Guard has gone radio silent? They haven't said a fucking thing. High Guard is completely quiet, saying absolutely nothing, and they're about to release their game in a few days. How are you about to release your game in a few days? You haven't said a fucking thing, bro. You're completely quiet. You're silent. It's weird, right? It's really weird, but it is, right? So, yeah, High Guard. I know the new #1 game that's going to be coming out soon. So we'll see what ends up happening with Marathon. But to be honest with you, I think High Guard and Marathon are going to be two very prime examples of what not to do with a multiplayer shooter game. And they could chase Arc Raiders all they want, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much, to be honest with you. Even free is too much. Too much my time is worth more. That's true. But who will fail harder? I think that High Guard will fail harder. I do genuinely believe that there is enough Bungie fanboys to support Marathon at least somewhat. I do. But when it comes to High Guard, that's a brand new IP that impressed almost nobody. I saw people on all sides of the aisle making fun of High Guard. I don't think High Guard is going to do better than Marathon. I really don't. If Marathon isn't free, it's DOA. I mean, a lot of people said that about Arc Raiders too, and Arc Raiders charged $40, and now it's sold over 12 million copies. So if the game is good, it won't be DOA. The whole point is like, is it good or is it not? That's really what we need to figure out. People more angry with the last trailer spot was High Guard. Yeah, it was fucking stupid. Like, why would you leave a generic team shooter style game as your final trailer? And then apparently you didn't even charge them for it. You just like their game so much, bro. I don't believe that. Jeff Keighley not charging someone. Yeah, I don't believe that. But anyway, we'll find out more as Marathon gets closer to release. But we got High Guard. High Guard's coming out soon. So High Guard's going to hold us over until Marathon comes out. So we'll see. All right, boys. Let me see. Okay, final topics. Ubisoft. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ubisoft is getting felted. It's bad. It's bad. You know, this company that convinced a lot of shills online that they were doing so well. This company that tries to convince everybody through totally legitimate numbers and totally legitimate sourcing of the numbers that they were massively successful with some of their franchises, right? Assassin's Creed Shadows was like the #1 selling best game ever, if you were to believe what they would say. Or at the very least, #2, right? But still, that's what they would have you believe. Well, we've been saying for over a year now, probably almost 2 years now at this point, that Ubisoft isn't doing well. We've been saying it for a long time. And now it seems like we are seeing the fruits of that labor, or lack thereof, I should say. Because Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake, is canceled as Ubisoft announces major internal restructuring and more layoff and studio closures are on the way. Now, keep in mind, guys, the amount of people that have been laid off already is insane. The amount of people that have lost their jobs is insane. And it's sad because these people should have never lost their jobs had they all done what they were supposed to do. But unfortunately, it looks like they didn't get to do that. If you remember the Prince of Persia remake, it kind of sent ripples all throughout the gaming world, even if it was temporary, where we saw what happened to the prince. And I mean, I could just show you, just as a reminder, Prince of Persia remake. It basically became Bollywood in a way. It was fucking awful. Let me bring up this picture here that perhaps will allow me to show it a little bit better. This is like a comparison photo. Here we go. So here's a comparison photo in case you guys forgot what they did to the characters. I mean, wow. So here's what they tried to say, right? They tried to say that apparently the pictures on the right are placeholder models, right? That they were placeholder models that were not going to be used in the final game, and that they were about a year old at the time that they were leaked, or whatever the case may be. Okay. So if you believe that, fine. You're more than welcome to. That's perfectly fine. I didn't believe it at the time, but that's what they were saying. They were saying that this was placeholders and that they've already worked on changes that they can't show us yet, but they look forward to showing us earlier this year and all that stuff. Now, none of that has happened. Now the game has been canceled. And the reason why they're canceling it makes me believe, personally, in my opinion, that the reason why they're canceling it is because, quite frankly, there's no way that they can turn ship, right? I feel like this was their ship. I feel like they were absolutely going to do what we all thought they were going to do. I mean, it is Ubisoft at the end of the day. And due to the backlash from the leaks, I think that they were going to try to turn ship, but they just didn't have the funds or the abilities to do so. So it says the following. This is on their official account over on X. Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake. To the Prince of Persia community, we want to share this with you directly. We've made the difficult decision to stop development on Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake. We know this is deeply disappointing. The game carries enormous meaning for fans and for the teams that worked on it. While the project had real potential, we weren't able to reach the level of quality that you would deserve. And continuing would have required more time and investment that we could responsibly commit. And we didn't want to release something that fell short of what the sands of time represents. Prince of Persia as a universe and as a legacy continues to matter deeply to us. And the decision does not mean we're stepping away from the franchise. Thank you for your passion, patience, and love from Prince of Persia. So again, we weren't able to reach the level of quality. I find this to be hilarious considering this is Ubisoft. These are the same people that just released Star Wars Outlaws, one of the buggiest game releases for months, that they essentially had to do so many massive changes to. They even had to basically remove compared to how it was before. I think that they knew that this game was fucked. I really do. I think Prince of Persia should be sold off. I really do. Sell off Prince of Persia, the franchise. Let somebody else who's better take reins of it and let them make some fucking money from Prince of Persia, for God's sakes. They also said that this would take more time and more investment that we could responsibly commit, which tells me, tells you, and tells everybody else they're fucking broke. They're absolutely broke. They have their money is on the thin end side of things. And so all the shows out there who are like, oh, Ubisoft, they're fine. They're fine. Look at their quarterly earnings. Look at what the CEO said about the state of the company. He said Shadows was a success. He said Outlaws sold slightly less than he expected, but was still considered a success. It's all good. Everything's fine. No, it's not. And keep in mind, they're broke even after Tencent invested in them as a company. Gave them over $1 billion with a B. Billion with a B. Right? Of course, the CEO is going to say everything's fine. Yeah, I know that. But the thing is, like, again, the shills, they'll say, oh, but, Guillemot said that, so that means it's true. Eve said that, so that means it's true. No, it's not. It's not true at all. Sometimes I wish people would look at more with what they see with their eyes versus what they see with their ears. Does that make sense? Where sometimes your eyes are not lying to you, right? Sometimes when you look at something and you think it looks like something because it gives you all of the red flags that you've seen before, then perhaps you should probably look at it with an obvious, like, okay, something's clearly wrong here, instead of listening and saying, oh, whoa, the CEO says it's fine, so that means it's fine. Look at all this money. Even though they never tell you the actual sales, look at all this massive profit. Yeah, no, not at all. Did they really think Shadows would be successful genuinely? Yeah, they did. Of course they did. They still think they still say that it's the most successful game they've ever had. Damn near. That's how they act. They said it was the most successful Assassin's Creed game outside of, I believe, Valhalla. Number one game in the fucking galaxy. No, but seriously, it was like number two. It was number two in the country, they're trying to say. Billy says they're mainly French owned. Who knew? Oh, I knew that. So Prince of Persia is just one casualty. All right. There is way more casualties. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Before we do any of that, though, there's a tweet from somebody called Guru Larry Bundy Jr. I have no idea who the fuck this is. This person he's a television presenter, artist, and comedian. Okay. That's fine. So he said the following about the Prince of Persia remake. He said, the entire development of the game was utter clown shoes. 7 years to port a fucking PS2 game. I'm friends with a few of ex-Ubisoft staff. They gave the entire development of the Switch version to one single guy in India, and he had to stop as he caught COVID. No way, bro.
Holy shit.
No way. That can't be true. That's got to be a joke, right? That's got to be a joke, right? That's got to be a joke, right? A lot of PS2 games have been ported to Steam, including the original of this. Why remake it at all? Because this is Ubisoft. If it's not broke, let's break it. That's exactly what their mindset is. Ubisoft does not know how to just leave things as they are. Ubisoft has to break shit. That's what they're good at. His channel's pretty good. I might check it out. I didn't know of this guy before this tweet, so I'm gonna save this so I can check out his channel later. So I think that's insane. And if what he's saying is true, then that would explain quite a bit. Now, after all of the cancellations and the closures, the biggest problem with running a company that shills for identity politics is that the people that you hire are usually extremely emotional for no good reason whatsoever. Where now Ubisoft cancellations and closures announcement has sparked major union backlash against the CEO, Eve, and the inevitable call for a strike. Perhaps he needs to be reminded that it is his employees who make the games. It says here that Ubisoft announced a major overhaul of its internal structure today, which includes numerous cancellations and delays, as well as more studio closures and layoffs. And the French game industry union, Solidaires Informatique, isn't taking it lying down. The union is calling for a half-day strike on January 22nd over what it described as a disastrous announcement. After the announcement, and the announcement that has the following demands: an end to the cost reduction plan, maintenance, bro. Okay, stop. So this is why unions, they overreach so hard. You're a union. The last thing that you should be ever allowed to do or say is to tell another company that they can't reduce costs. You got to be shitting me. If you are some union thinking you could tell me that I can't reduce costs for my company, get the fuck out of here, bro. Who the fuck are you? Maintenance and expansion of remote work conditions, decent pay raises for the coming year. Wait, so you want to end the cost reduction plan, and then you want to increase the costs of production? Are you serious? Are you stupid? How is that going to work? Solidaires Informatique described this as an initial response to the absurdity of management decisions and said other strikes actions are being considered. It is out of the question to let a boss run rampant and destroy our working conditions. Perhaps he needs to be reminded that it is his employees who make the games. Yeah, definitely some commie logic there. Yeah, you guys are not wrong there. So they're officially calling for a strike following the disastrous announcement made by Mr. Yves Guillemot. Cost-cutting plan, project scrapped, and end of remote working. The Solidaires Informatique Union is calling for a strike on Thursday, January 22nd in the morning. Oh, so they're going to be doing it tomorrow. They're going to be striking tomorrow over this shit. Now, what else are they angry at? Well, they're angry at the fact that apparently they are now demanding a full return to studio announcement. Don't call it a layoff. Ubisoft issues a full return to office order for all employees as it confirms more studio closures are on the way. So now you guys already know, man, a lot of the people who have certain ideologies, they do not like working from the office anymore. They want to work from home, so that way they can do their activism while also technically working. At least that's how it is anyway for them. So they're mad at this as well. So not only are they mad for what happened, but they're also mad at this because they don't want to return to work. They don't want to return to the office. They want to be able to work remotely for as long as they want, or under any contract that they currently have right now for working remotely. So, oh boy, this won't backfire on them. I mean, it will, because apparently he's already had to make a statement. If you scroll down, it says stuffed away in the corner of Ubisoft's latest high-speed skit off a clip is a note to employees to support the effective implementation and operation of this new model. The group also intends to return to 5 days per week on site for all teams. Employees who have been working remotely in any capacity, in other words, will no longer have that option. It's back to conventional office time for everyone. It was going to get back to normal eventually, man. People can try to fight that all they want, but realistically, that's what's going to happen. The evolution is intended to strengthen collaboration, including constant knowledge sharing and the collective dynamic across teams. Ubisoft said, explaining the decision, in-person collaboration is a key enabler of collective efficiency, creativity, and success in a persistently more selective AAA market. In lieu of regular remote work, employees will be given an annual allowance of working from home days. Damn, annual allowance of working from home is crazy. It seems like a small thing amidst just another Ubisoft catastrophe, but the reason to this announcement is strongly negative, and rightfully so. Remote work, by and large, works, and after years of doing so effectively and adjusting their lives accordingly, being ordered back to the office on a full-time basis is incredibly disruptive for employees suddenly finding themselves faced with a need to find childcare, pay community costs, and absorb other related expenses. I mean, yes, that is true. That is absolutely true. But surely we must all have known that this was not going to last forever. Surely we must have known that the remote it's just not going to last forever. It's impossible, man. They got to get you back in the office. Otherwise, why are they paying for office space? If you guys are all remote, they might as well just sell their office space, but they don't want to do that. They're not going to do that. LOL, welcome to reality. Exactly, bro. You know how many people went back to work physically after their jobs demanded they do that? It was like 3 months after everything settled down, people started opening up again. You know, all these companies that were first getting lawsuit threats by the government, they were like, yep, no, we're going to stay open. If you sue us, you sue us. If you find us, you find us. Remember that one restaurant that I think was in, I forgot where exactly now that I think about it. Shit, I don't remember. I don't remember where the restaurant was. I don't think it was in a major city. It was in like a rural city. But anyway, there was a restaurant that refused to close down, and they got like $10,000 fine a day. They got $10,000 fines a day. And then they finally got away from that because they ended up suing and they ended up winning. And they didn't have to pay shit. They didn't have to pay a fucking thing. Too bad everyone else has to do this. Also, everyone is replaceable. That's true too. I wonder if these people are unionized because remember, in other Ubisoft, in other Ubisoft studios, they were unionized and they still got closed down anyway. So that didn't really change anything. They're currently, potentially about to get sued for that, but still, it didn't change a single thing. So, but listen, it is pretty bad over at Ubisoft. The amount of cancellations is staggering. And the funny thing is, after all of these cancellations, after all of these firings, Ubisoft has openly admitted that they're struggling to get games out the door, and it's going to be investing even more money into generative AI. So Ubisoft, think about what they're doing. Closing down a bunch of studios, firing a bunch of people, unable to get the games out there. When they do, they're buggy trash most of the time. Now, apparently, they're getting more and more into generative AI. It seems as if they want to put that into their focus so that they can fire more people, fire the activists, fire whoever they want to fire, and then they can utilize generative AI to try to make their game cheaper and faster. I think that's a terrible idea, but, this is where we're at when it comes to AI. Tenebre says a gut feeling says AI will be many companies' downfall. I agree. And I've always said that we are in the rat race right now. We are in the gold rush of AI. So what's going to happen is that you're going to have major companies that are all going to be investing insane amount of money into AI. The companies that don't do well, that cannot pay their debt, they're going to end up having to get absorbed by a bigger company that did pay well and did clear their debt, or at least mostly clear their debt. Oman Kaz says this is all a plan by the owners. They move over to the new Tencent studio that the old company crashed, so they don't have to pay investors what they owed. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious Tencent wants to buy this for super cheap. There's probably a lot of insider trading or conversations happening with that. But I don't know, man. I think at this point, Ubisoft is in a really bad spot. And the amount of cancellations is staggering. Honestly, super staggering. I think I have, let me see, hold on. I might have the list. Where is it at? Let me see. Where is the list? Ubisoft layoffs. So according to Jeff Keighley, this is how bad it is, okay? According to Jeff Keighley, Ubisoft has canceled 6 video games. 6 video games. And delayed 7 other video games to ensure quality. So the most successful company in the world last year, according to the shills, had to delay 7 games and cancel 6 of them. That's crazy, right? That's crazy in my opinion. And that's not even the end of it. The company is going to announce even more layoffs on February 12th. So that's not the end of it either. Ubisoft has clarified they have not yet set a date to announce future layoffs or restructuring. Okay, so there's that. So, wow, that's pretty grim. Yeah, no, that's very grim. I think, Miss Bella, I think we are at the point where Ubisoft And I said this last year. I was like, this could happen next year, or it could happen the year after. I'm not sure, but it's going to happen soon. I think we are at the fall of Ubisoft. I really do. They may not want to admit it, but I think they are trying, based off everything they're getting rid of and all the cost cutting they're doing. I think they're trying to make their books as attractive as possible for the eventual 10-cent buyout that we all know is on the way. All of us know it's on the way. We all know 10-cent is going to run up in there and they're going to be like, we buy you now. We buy you now cheap. Cheap. What's best price? Give me best price and I'll buy you now. Bitch. You know, they're going to be doing that. They're absolutely going to be doing that. And it's crazy because all the shows were like, no, the $1 billion from Tencent, that's going to help Ubisoft. Look how good they're doing right now. They're doing so good. And then Tencent's like, oh, you stupid American. If only you knew. Just wait. I fuck Ubisoft. I fuck them hard. Oh, man. It is what it is, bro. Like, it's so obvious that that's exactly what's going to happen. And I feel like we all knew that. Anybody with a brain knows that. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen this year because I think Ubisoft's such a massive company that they got so much cleaning up they have to do. So I don't really think it's going to happen like right now. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Dragon says, "Bro, it's France." I'm not talking about. I said stupid American because it's the American shills that are out there trying to say that Ubisoft is perfectly fine because they got $1 billion from Tencent and they're saved, right? They're out here like Assassin's Creed Shadows, the #1 best-selling game in all of human history. That's how they're acting. So that's why when I say stupid American, that's what I'm referencing. You know. So, I don't know, man. At this point, again, we'll continue to follow up with it. We'll continue to check it out. But this shit is rough. Ubisoft is in a very rough spot. And I don't know what other studios are going to close, but I got to imagine there's going to be quite a lot of them. Deadeye's Lock with $1.10 going in on like a salesman and say we could buy you like Carter buying cheap suits. Absolutely. 100%. We got Adair Soto with a 10. Oh, man, Chinese are looking at Ubisoft ready to devour them. And you know what, right? Really deserve is what you did. You desired to give us broken games and deep promises and lying to your investors. They lie to their investors all the time. I looked at some of the shit that they would showcase and tell their investors. And I'm like, bro, how do you not know you're being lied to? You know, but I get it, man. Some people are just, they follow the dollar and that's it. Adair Soto with a 2. And finally, you keep lying to your workers, Ubisoft. That they do. That they do. Ron DFK with a 5. I love work from home. I do have metrics and got to exceed expectations on my annual review today. We can all see when peeps abuse work from home. Yes. Yes. That's the problem. It's not the people who know how to work from home and actually do a good job. It's the people that want to work from home so they can work in their underwear, be lazy as fuck, and not have to worry about setting up anything else that's going to help them be able to work. They don't want to worry about childcare. They don't want to worry about travel. They don't want to worry about anything like that. They just want to be able to work, to get up and work, right? So, I don't know, man. We'll see what ends up happening from there. All right, boys, we're fully caught up on everything. Shout out to all you... Want to do the waifu battle right now, considering we had a pretty interesting waifu battle yesterday. So shout out to you guys for supporting the stream. I appreciate it. I hope to see you guys on the next one. Don't miss the Life is Strange streams that are happening on Griffcast 5 p.m. every day. And obviously don't miss Hypnocast 9 p.m. Tomorrow. Do not miss it. 9 p.m. every single day. I appreciate you. We're going to do the waifu battle now. We're going to have some fun. So thank you guys so much. And I'll see all of you that are not going to stick around. You guys were awesome. Sincerely. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you do. All right, here we go. All right. The waifu battle is here, but first thing, we got Adair Soto with the 5. The Chinese payback for the Frenchies who colonized them for centuries. Western people are not smart. You think that's what it is? That might be what it is. All right, boys, listen. Waifu Battle is here, and we got an interesting one, man. If you guys missed the last Waifu Battle, the winner and the new champion is none other than Orihime from Bleach, ladies and gentlemen. Before we bring out the challenger, let's go over the rules of engagement to see what we got. Rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that it is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact that you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You could vote for any waifu, regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You could vote for the champion, who is Orihime, or you could vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on the screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I am going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It does not matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you are going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? Clearly, we don't understand a goddamn thing. Exactly, Ali Kusanagi. We don't understand a goddamn thing. All right, boys, listen. Today's waifu is somebody who had a really long streak that I was shocked at. But I decided to bring her back just because, you know, I was just thinking about the cartoon. I was thinking about the cartoon earlier today because I was reminiscing of old school cartoons, and I was like, kind of want to bring her back. And I know she's a fan favorite. Let's see what she has and see if she's capable of taking down another fan favorite like Orihime. All right. The challenger that's going to go up against Orihime is going to be none other than the one and the only Dark Magician Girl. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Dark Magician Girl or is it going to be Orihime? Let me know. Who is it going to be? Let's find out. Deathlock did not wait and threw in a 2-banger over on Rumble for Dark Magician Girl. Well, that was quick. Shout out to Dead Eyes Lock. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Not the best pick of her. I think it's a great picture. I think it's fantastic. And you're voting for the waifu. You're not voting for the picture. Ron. Oh, no, Ron. Ron, no. No, Ron, no. No. Ron says for it to Rachel. Wait, never mind. She's missing. That's strange. Oh, man, Ron. Are you serious right now, bro? This guy, dude. This guy. Torinol with a 2. The name of the wife in the super chat first. Orihime. This fucking guy. It does not count. It does not count. Dead Eyes Lock with $1 says Dark Magician Girl. I play 3 cards face down. I'm sure you do. In theory, I'm sure you do. That's hilarious, man. I can't believe he mentioned Rachel, bro. That's crazy. Toxin with a 489 says Dark Magician Girl. That does what it do. That does what it do. Yeah, absolutely. Trey Berghalter with a 5 says, how many times do I have to tell you your rules mean nothing? Fuck them. Carmen San Diego. Bro, this guy is the literal chaotic Joker. Literal chaotic Joker, I swear, man. Shout out to Trey. And then Torinol dropping a banger, a $20 banger over on Rumble for Orihime. And then he says, seriously, though. All right, that counts. So he's dropped a $20 banger for the current Waifu Battle champion. So you Dark Magician people need to pick it up. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem probably. Shout out to Toradol. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Legendary. Why are we summoning Pots of Greed? Who is summoning Pots of Greed? Pot of Greed. She does what she do. I summon Pot of Greed to draw 3 additional cards from my deck. What the fuck? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? We got Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Says Orihime, she got muffins and the heart of the cards. Well, she more so has like the heart of, Ichigo. But anyway. Midnight Mike with a 10 says Dark Magician Girl and Orihime to split it. I love my redheads and my Dark Magician Girl. Oh, so we got a $5 split between both. I respect that. All right. Fair enough. Dragon with a 2 says Dark Magician Girl. Is she like Darkness from Konosuba? Perhaps, maybe. Final Twin for a $10 banger for Dark Magician Girl. Shout out to Final Twin. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That's legendary. Holy shit. That is legendary. Bio T-Wolf with a 5, Dark Magician Girl, because I have been playing Master Duel all week and for Cyber Rider. See, that's fair. I was thinking about the cartoon earlier today. I don't know why. It just popped up in my head. I was like, I want to watch Yu-Gi-Oh, And so I was like, I'm going to bring back Dark Magician Girl. But listen, man, I get it. Orihime is quite the competition, boys. So let's bring out the Waifu Battle champion and see how she's going to do against Dark Magician Girl. Here we go, boys. It's anybody's game right now. Orihime had a pretty decent start. But right now, Dark Magician Girl is catching up fairly quickly. Anybody's game. Anybody's game. Look, John D's like, oh, baby, yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Deca Leader. That makes sense. I appreciate that. Anybody's game right now. Curious where this one's going to go. I would imagine the more famous one is probably Dark Magician Girl, but then again, a lot of people like Orihime. And you can't blame them. Scrumptious. That's a way to put it. Right now, looking at the numbers, I would say that Dark Magician Girl is probably in the lead, but not by much. Not from the looks of it. So we'll see. That's not what it does. That is what it do. Makes sense. Old Man Kaz says, damn, I just saw the pic and thought I want upsies. Crazy. Ali Kusanagi with a 5 for Orihime. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Bio T Wolf with a 2. Orihime, $1 for each B and U, please. For each B-U-N, please. That's what I meant to say. I appreciate it. Can we expect Princess of Persia? Not the modern one. It's definitely possible. But not the modernity one. Chief Daniel with a 10. Dark Magician Girl, Strawberry Shortcake. Specifically the cake. Jake with a 5. Orihime, Beauty plus Cooking. Can never go wrong. Dragon with a 5. Orihime. You think that Rukia will go after Ichigo? Nope. At first I thought that would happen, but no. Who's winning? Right now, I would say it's getting pretty close to almost a tie. Orihime got a bunch of votes just now, so that must have boosted her up a little bit, but then Dark Magician got a 10. So that's a little bit rough. That's a little bit rough. I'm going to say it's getting pretty close to being almost a tie right now. Almost. Not Rachel. Yeah, obviously not Rachel. Obviously, Rachel's not winning, man. The anime wants you to think that. That's true. That's true. That's so funny. Have you read the Hell chapter? The Hell chapter. Are you talking about Bleach? All right, boys. We're taking Orihime off the screen. And let's do the final countdown. Anybody's game. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. No chair shots, ladies and gentlemen, which means that is it for the waifu battle. Deco Leader says crickets. How's Rumble doing? No chair shots on Rumble either. So mods, count it up and let's feed some ducks in the meantime. In terms of the Hell chapter, I have not read that. Isn't it only like a one-shot chapter, right? And then people are like thinking it's going to turn into a whole new series, but you know, people are saying it's not going to turn into a whole new series. Yeah, that was one of the first time that we haven't had a chair shot in such a long time. Holy shit. Wow, numbers are in already. That was fast. Hold on. God damn. Oh, this was so close. This was so close, man. Holy shit. Fuck. Where did all the heavy hitters go? I don't know. They probably fell asleep. I have no idea. They also hit pretty heavy yesterday, so, you know, give people a break. We got Dark Magician Girl at $39.99 against Orihime at $44.40, which means the winner. And still, Waifu Battle Champion. God, it's been like so long since we haven't had a one-hit. You know, since we had someone who continued past the one hit. Orihime finally is not a one-hit wonder. The winner is still Waifu Battle Champion is none other than Orihime. Ladies and gentlemen, that is insane, bro. $4 and change. Holy shit. Wow. Amazing. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. At least not just going to get banned. Fucking Trey, bro, for a 10. He's like, Dark Magician Girl, fuck your rules and counts. Oh my God, bro. Only Trey, I swear. There's got to be coping and seething happening right now. There has to be.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the waifu battle, ladies and gentlemen. Orihime is going to go backstage. She will face off against another waifu tomorrow. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said before, do not miss our Life is Strange streams on Grifcast. There was like 160 of you watching over there. Insane. So come hang out with us again. We're going to have a good time as we always do. All right, boys. Thank you guys so much for the insane support today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody had a great time. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, commented, spammed the chat, super chatted, gifted memberships, everything. I appreciate it. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you guys as well. And I will see every single one of you on the next one. Shout out to True Aztec Warrior with the $1. I appreciate that, bro. I will see all of you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay. Yeah. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck baby gay, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in that weenie and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause that's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.